Sorry.
Hey guys, it's Sabrina.
Hey y'all. Oh, hold on, let me fix you guys a minute. So we're like, okay. All right. So we finally, I know we're missing a person. We're going to do our video of our wrap up and tips and tricks for Universal. First of all, Cassie did write a page for me.
I haven't yet.
She says it's actually a novel written by your beautiful, amazing first daughter about her trips, so I can put it in the junk journal. I told her to write something that she would want to see 10 years from now, that she would want to remember about the trip. So I'm going to read this. Hopefully it won't take too long. One? Yes, I want you to write one too. Okay. So it says, she says, what I enjoyed about my Universal vacation, a novel written by your beautiful, amazing first daughter. Being a strictly Disney vacation person, I was shook at how quickly Universal converted me. In all fairness, when you mention those magical 2 words to me, I melt. Wizarding World. Oh, I'm supposed to read in a dramatic voice. Sorry. Wizarding World. Is that dramatic?
Read that.
Okay.
Wizarding World.
All right. More on that later. I was surprised at how relaxed I was every day in the park. Normally in other amusement parks, I feel like I have to get my money's worth sun up to sundown. You are go, go, go. You never seem to have enough time in the day. You are mostly waiting in line for a 24-second ride or fighting a fellow family of 7 for the only available table to eat your $70 plus meal. Or you are too busy yelling at your family that we paid a fortune to visit the happiest place on earth and you're going to enjoy it. My favorite thing about our trip was how much we enjoyed each other. There was time to spend with each other. The attention to details on everything is impeccable. Being a longtime Harry Potter fan, I was beyond pleased at how accurate Wizarding World is. The emotions I felt from having a butterbeer, seeing the castle, laughing at moaning myrtles, gabbing in the bathrooms, yes, that's extra, are priceless. Highly suggest everyone to go. Love you, Mama, and thank you, XOXO Cass. Our birthday dinner was so lovely, and the parade was remarkable. Extra.
Yeah, we got to be in the parade.
Okay, so let's talk. So first off, what do you think of staying at a Universal hotel?
I like the hotel that we stayed at.
Yeah, we don't stay. There's, if you're a Disney person, you know they've got the expensive, moderate, and value resorts. I'm a value resort person, 100%. I'm a stay-on-property person, 100% also. Take advantage of the Universal buses. Or if you're staying at... They have 3 premium hotels. The Hard Rock, the... Oh, go ahead. Okay. Hard Rock, Portofino, and I don't know why the third one always escapes me.
Surfside and Dockside.
No. On the Hyatt hotels. I can't think of them. Like I said, they call them their premium hotels. And they have... You can walk from those hotels to the park. You can, or take a boat to the park.
Okay, so what I was going to say, if you're at Universal, one thing I would say, stay at a hotel where you can get the bus. Don't drive your car to the, into Universal, because when we walked around there, it looked, like, packed. So I suggest to, just get a hotel.
Well, that's if you're staying at a Universal hotel. I mean, if you have to drive there, you're going to have to drive there. That's, if you're doing a Disney Universal vacation. I say, though...
I'll just get 2 hotels.
We have stayed... Sabrina and I have gone twice now. We actually saved...
Sorry about the background noises. It's all the wind.
Yeah, we're having a big windstorm here in the south, so...
it's crazy.
Luckily,
here in the south.
Here in the south.
Yeah,
okay. So, anywho, we, Sabrina and I have gone twice now, as you guys know. This was our second trip, and no thank you.
I'm eating Baby Yoda gummies.
And
it's Baby Yoda's food. They're like little frogs.
We did get the annual pass. We bought an annual pass.
I got the power pass.
And I got there's 4 passes. There's like the lowest level pass you can get, and it basically is more like if you live there, you know, or if you live in Florida. It's not Florida resident pass, but it's if you live in Florida and you go often, because they had more blackout days. I got Sabrina the next level up, like the power pass, because I was looking at her spring breaks and fall breaks to make sure it wasn't blacked out on any of those weeks, and it wasn't. And then I got the next pass. I'm sorry, I apologize, I do not remember it, but it gives you the 10% discount on food and merchandise, and we also get a discount on the hotel. Now the premium pass, we don't need it, because the premium pass, if you're someone who would go to...
I got my hair dyed purple.
If
purple, snurple, durple.
If you're someone that would go to Halloween Horror Nights, you might be interested in the premium pass, because you get one ticket to Halloween Horror Nights included in the pass. Again, it's not something we were interested.
I don't understand how people can go to Universal by themselves.
I could go by myself. I could do a trip to Universal by myself.
I couldn't.
Because I don't have to. I don't have to go on rides. That's another thing.
Actually, I kind of would like to. Because I'd be like, okay, I want to go on a ride, and then I could go on the ride.
Okay.
But I'd also get a scooter, like you.
Get the scooter. If you guys haven't seen my video of our hotel room and the scooter, and we did another video of going through security with the scooter, or going through security in general, I have to say their security is easy peasy.
It's like the airport hotel.
Yes, going through the airport, Sabrina, because you have the metal detectors. But once you go through the security, as you guys saw, or if you haven't seen, go back and watch that video, you see you're basically at Universal, at the area, because you take that walkway that takes you to City Walk, and from City Walk, you either veer straight to Islands of Adventure, or you go to the right to go to Universal. And everything, both parks are 10 minutes, basically a 10-minute walk from each other. If you don't want to do the Hogwarts Express, or if the line's too long, or because the Hogwarts Express...
They're not that far from each other. It's a big amusement park. Yeah. Just walk.
Yeah, I mean, walk. We walked in the rain from one to the other.
I was kind of scared in the rain, though.
That was we had some good rain. We did have some good rain. So we do suggest staying on property. I do suggest, if you can, I feel it saved us money by getting an annual pass. Mine, I want to say, was about $300, and Sabrina's was $2-something, and we're doing it where we pay for it like every month. They take a month, so we're paying like $40 a month for our annual pass for the 2 of us. And just to show you, for example, staying at Dockside with the Endless Summer Dockside, Endless Summer Surfside.
I suggest the hotel.
Yeah.
100.
It's like I said, it's a hotel. It is a hotel we enjoy. Mm-hmm. The whole atmosphere is like you're on the dock, you know, sitting on the dock.
Surfside, it's like you're surfing.
You're surfing. They've got surfboards everywhere. And they share, Dockside and Surfside shared a bus, but there was always a bus there. You never, like at Disney, you're always waiting for a bus.
Well, we did have to wait sometimes.
But not that long. No, we never had to wait that long.
10 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, we never had to wait long for a bus. And there were times that we went out there and there was a bus there because when you walk outside the hotel, the bus stops right there. So we'd walk out, there would be the bus, and there'd be another bus right behind it. So as soon as that bus left, there was another bus. Now, if you're going to Volcano Bay to the water park, it did have a separate bus. And let's see. So we'd highly suggest, I was going to tell you, so with the annual pass, just to give you guys an example, when we stayed last October, we went Sunday night, checked out on a Wednesday morning, so 3 nights. With the annual pass for 3 nights, our hotel was $300 and something, or $100 a night for the hotel. No, do not. Highly suggest. So we do suggest the hotels. The buses are 10 minutes. The park is 10 minutes away from the park, so you don't have to drive at all. Okay, so, okay. Another thing, too, if you stay on property and you purchase merchandise at City Walk or in any of the parks, you can have it sent back to your hotel so you don't have to carry it around for the night, for the day or the night or however long you're there. Now, if you're only going to be there for a little while, you may not want to. And so if you do the send to my hotel, so if you do it on a Monday, for example, it'll be at your hotel on Tuesday to pick up. Okay, child, let's do you so that you can get your stuff. So what are your recommendations? What are things that you enjoy?
The Simpson tacos.
The tacos at Simpson in Universal Studios. Okay, so there's two parks. There's Islands of Adventure and there's Universal Studios. So Universal Studios, the park, has a Simpsons Springfield area. And they have Moe's, they have the lard donut boy, and then they have a taco truck with the bumblebee, the Hispanic bumblebee, and that's Sabrina's favorite.
I love the tacos there.
That's her favorite, is the tacos. Okay, what about, let's do this. When you're going to Harry Potter, when you're going to Diagon Alley, we'll start with Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley is in Universal Studios. So what about Diagon Alley would you, if it was your first time going...
Here's the ice cream.
Which ice cream?
The one that I got.
Which one did you get?
The chocolate banana.
Chocolate banana, okay.
Mom got an Earl Grey lavender.
Yeah, that was really good. The Earl Grey lavender was really
It
good.
tasted like vanilla to me.
Also,
I recommend the place that we went. I got the fishy and chips.
The Leaky Cauldron is
I remember
there.
when this place with 3 broomsticks.
That's the 3 broomsticks. 3 broomsticks is in Hogwarts. Is in Hogsmeade.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Anything else that you want to talk about?
I like the E.T. ride.
The E.T. ride. What about Men in Black?
Like Curious George.
They have a whole in Universal Studios. They have a kids area. If you go where the E.T. ride is and you keep going back further, there's a whole. They've got a place.
They have a giant raw side.
Yeah, they have water stuff, fountains and things. They have a Woody Woodpecker roller coaster for kids.
I went to a Curious George place.
Okay, don't talk like a baby. Okay, do you suggest anything else you can think of? Tricks that people may not know about. Don't do that. Do not do that.
So, at the place where the one broomstick is.
Okay, so
Wait, no. Wait,
okay.
Was it the one broomstick?
3 broomsticks.
The 3. No, the play. I'm trying to think. Was it Diagon or no? I think it was. No, it was by Honeydukes. There's
okay, so that's the Hogsmeade.
That you can do a little thing and it makes a little pixie spill out. And also,
up at the top.
And also there's one where you can make lights go on in Diagon Alley. And you can also make an umbrella rain.
Yeah.
Another spell. They have a lot of spells. I suggest you do the spells.
Would you suggest, if someone is a Harry Potter fan, that they spend as much time as they can in Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade?
I think Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley?
More
yeah.
than Hogsmeade. Yeah. Hogsmeade is mostly stores.
Mostly stores. Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley is a lot of stores. It's a lot of stores. But if you're a Harry Potter fan of the movies or the books, as Cassie said, she felt that she was in the movie. She felt she was in the book. In Hogsmeade, go in the back.
The castle. I like the castle a lot because it's
Don't
really
talk like a baby.
The castle, though. The castle is really fun with the glass.
That's one of my favorite rides.
The castle, when you look at the screen,
ride,
it makes me feel like I'm actually there. Okay,
yeah.
Can I leave now?
Yes, you can leave. Bye. I'll do my tips.
I gotta take my friend.
Okay, you need to get your jammies on and stuff.
I have my jammies on.
Okay. And you got your clothes for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Did you look to see what lunch is tomorrow?
I checked.
They get free lunch, but Sabrina doesn't like the school lunches.
Well, sometimes I do.
Sometimes, not much. I still feel like I have to still purchase lunch for Sabrina. Okay.
Well, sometimes you do because I get ice cream sometimes.
Yeah, she gets ice cream sometimes. So, guys, let me see. That was a little everywhere, but I wanted Sabrina's opinion on things. So from a Disney mommy who feels that Universal is a great trip. It is relaxing. The parks, like we're Disney, I'm going to compare because I hope that'll help people who have been diehard Disney. Because believe me, and I think I told you guys, I grew up at Disneyland. I grew up in Los Angeles. I grew up an hour from Disneyland. I worked for the company. I had one of my really good friends works for the Imagineers, and her and I would go there on a Sunday just to go. We wouldn't even ride anything. At the time, it was before PhotoPass or any of that. We would literally sit on a bench, have a churro or an ice cream, people watch, talk to other cast members, and we would enjoy being at Disneyland. Now, when we moved here to the South, of course, I had to get to Disney World, and I fell in love with Disney World, which is a totally, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Disneyland people, they are totally two different worlds. Disneyland is our park. If you are born in Southern California, we are very protective of our park. That is our park. Don't mess with our park. Chapek, if you're watching and you're listening, stop messing with our park. Stop messing with all the Disney parks. Because you're pushing us away. I hate to say it. He is talking to other Disney diehards, pixie blessed, with the pixie dust that runs through our veins, you are pushing us away. My mom was at Disneyland the first week it opened. She says she'll never go back to Disney. And her reasoning is she wants to remember Disney as it was when she was a little girl, when I was a little girl, when Cassie was a little girl, when my sister's kids were little. She wants to remember Disney the way it was, the nostalgia of Disney. What Disney has become is not Disney. If you're going to have a Disney vacation planned, have a blast. I always suggest to people, if you're going to Disney World, if you're going to Disneyland, do not go there with the expectations that you're going to see it all and you're going to do it all, because you're not. Do not go there with the expectation, like Cassie even says in her thing, we were always, the park opens at 9, we're staying on property, let's be out at the bus by 7 so we can get in security line, which takes a half hour to go through the security line, and so we can be at least through the gates by 9 o'clock. And then it doesn't close till midnight or 1 in the morning, so we're going to stay the whole night and day. We're not going to go back to the hotel. If we need to take a rest, we're going to rest right here in the hot sun, because it's too much work to walk back to the bus to get to the hotel. And then once you get to the hotel, you only basically have an hour to rest, because you need to get back to get your spot for the fireworks or the parade or whatever it is. And it's a stressful vacation. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If you're going to Disney World and if you're going to Disneyland, just breathe. Unfortunately, you do have to have a plan. You do have to say, okay, on this day, we're going to this park, and on this day, we're going to that park, and we're going to get on this ride, and we're going to get on that ride. But if you don't get on that ride, don't get upset. If you don't get to see that show, it's okay. Soak up Disney. Soak up what Walt wanted the parks to be. He wanted a place where families would go and enjoy being a family. And that's what our Universal trips have been. We have enjoyed just being on vacation together, away from the stress, away from the real world, in our little in the fan. I mean, what a vacation is. You're not dealing with real world right now. You're in your vacation mode, vacation world. And I feel that Universal gives you that option to sit back and enjoy, to sit back and soak in what you're seeing, to soak in the environment, to just be with your family or your friends, whoever you're there with, and have a vacation. So I'll start, like I said, watch my video going through security, and you'll see how and the day that we went through security, it was empty due to the fact, keep in mind, that was an early hour morning. So the park opened, Islands of Adventure is where you're going to find most of your rides. That's another thing. You're going to find most of your rides at Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure is also where Hogsworts is and Hogsmeade. So, a lot of people say start whichever park you want to start. But Islands of Adventure is where you're going to find the majority of the rides. You're going to find the Marvel area. You're going to find the Toon area. They call it Toon Lagoon, I want to say it was. That's where we went on the water ride. We went on the Ripsaw Rapids. You will get wet. I'm going to tell you right now, you will get wet. They do have human dryers, which I really feel is a waste of money, the human dryers. But, I mean, we've got them at Dollywood. They're like $5. They don't dry nobody. But that's where okay, so it's kind of a walk through. Basically, the Toon area is kind of a walk from the Marvel area. It's kind of just a big old walkthrough. But it's some stores. We met Betty Boop there. My girls know who she is because my mom is a Betty Boop fan. And stop and see stuff. Don't be like, oh, I've got to because when I'm at Disney, I feel like, oh, I was just on Thunder Mountain. I got to go all the way across the park to get on Haunted Mansion. The line's only a 30-minute wait. We got to go now. And that's how Disney makes me feel like I'm running the whole day. Not Universal. We at one point, there's little. Well, let me go back. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm all over the place, guys, and I'm already at over 20 minutes. This is gonna be a long one. So you have the Toon area, and there's another water ride in the Toon area. So there's 2 rides in the Toon area. They're both water rides. You got the Dudley Do-Right Seesaw Falls. If you were a child of the 70s, you would have watched Bullwinkle. Oh, what was the squirrel's name? I can't think of it. You would watch those Bullwinkle cartoons. And Dudley Do-Right was the Mountie from Canada. That was, cartoons that were on the Bullwinkle. What is his name? The Flying Squirrel? Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm getting old. That's the whole theme of that water ride. Is the Dudley Do-Right, the Canadian Mountie. And then the other one is Popeye and Bluto's. Oh, I can't think of the actual name. But it's a Popeye and Bluto's one. Popeye and Bluto water ride. Now that ride, you'll get wet on both of them, but my understanding is the Popeye ride, your socks, your shoe, head to toe wet, soaked wet, like you just got out of the shower, that you jumped into a pool and are soaking wet. Thank goodness that one was down when we went, so we just went on the one. And then you have the King Kong ride, and we're going to go on it. It is a ride that is, you're kind of like on a tour bus kind of thing, or tram, and there are screens, so it is a virtual ride. But in case you're a motion sickness person, the ride does move. So Cassie, luckily, we didn't get to go on it. It was a 40-minute wait when we were over in that area. And I said, you know what? I do know this ride gets lower wait time, so let's, watch it and we'll come back. And then you also have the Jurassic World area, the Jurassic Park area. so much in that I want to explore. There's so much still. We've been twice now, and I still haven't got to do half of the stuff I want to do. And I'm satisfied. My trip was satisfying. So keep that in mind. Don't rush. Take your time. And then, of course, you have, like I said, you have Hogmeads and Hogwarts. And maybe I'll do a whole separate video on the Harry Potter areas. Maybe with, I might do it without Sabrina. But, and then you have the, they have kind of like near the Jurassic Park area, they have like an Indian street market type place. And that's where Mythos is. And it's supposed to be the one, well, I don't know if it still is, but for a long time through the 90s, it was one of the best restaurant in a theme park. It is an indoor restaurant. It's kind of a neat area because they've got the Mythos and they've got like this rock formations with this water, this, I don't know if it's Neptune or some god, like with his mouth, Greek god, mouth on the water falls coming out of his mouth. It's really, enjoy the scenery. Stop and look at the scenery. Look at the ground. Look at the ground when you go from one area of the park to another area of the park. There's Seussville, which you guys saw us eat at Green Eggs and Ham. And I got Who Hash. The girls got, Sabrina got like a pizza tots. I think Cassie got a buffalo chicken tots. I'll tell you right now. And again, if you want to see it, watch the video. It's like a little 2-minute video. Not very long. Those tots, even the Who Hash, you could share it. They're pretty big portions. Sabrina, I don't even think she ate half of hers. So that's a meal you guys could share. It's just a little outdoor, it's a shaped like a green ham. Green eggs and ham. And there's no green eggs, though. The ham is in the Who Hash. And the Who Hash was okay. It's kind of supposed to be like a corned beef kind of hash thing. It was cold. It wasn't warm. I wish I'd been warm because there is cheese in it, like melted cheese sauce. I wish I'd been warm. But what's nice about that, the area that you sit, it's an outdoor area, and it's right on the water. And so you can sit there and kind of see the whole park. The parks are not big. You can see one end of, being on one side of the water, you can see the whole other side of Islands of Adventure. It's not huge. It really isn't. And then when you come into Islands of Adventure, it's kind of, again, like a bazaar, like an Indian, African, maybe kind of, I want to say more of a Middle Eastern kind of bazaar. Sometimes the mayors out there talk to the characters. The street characters, the streetmosphere characters that are walking around, that in Islands of Adventure, they're mostly, when you first come in and you're walking down the entrance area, the bazaar area, and to each side you got stores, you've got a Christmas store, you've got little stands, one that sells fruit, and I think there was one that sold fruit, one that had water, so you have your little stands there when you first come into the park. Guest services is there. The nice thing I liked about Universal is guest services. There's a guest service at the front of the park. This is an Islands of Adventure. Guest service at the front of the park. That's where I went and got my access pass. And then there was a guest services in Hogsmeade just as you were getting on the Hogwarts Express line to get into the line. There's like a guest services there. So if you have an issue, you don't have to go all the way back to the front of the park. They had one in the back of the park too. So I thought that was really nice, and I found out why, and I'll tell you why. Anyways, it's basically there by the train station, because to go on the Hogwarts Express, you have to have a 2-park pass. And they scan your ticket to see, is it a 2-park ticket? Is your annual pass a 2-park pass? If it is not, they will send you the little guest services window, where you can upgrade your annual pass, or you can upgrade your ticket to a 2-park ticket. They're thinking. And so that's really Islands of Adventure. And I always, like, if I go through there and the mayor's sitting out, it's usually the mayor, and then there's usually a lady with him, and they're like, good morning, how are you? And you go, oh, hi, and just little things like, oh, I'm out for an adventure today. Oh, wonderful, what kind of adventure? And they will chit-chat with you. And there's little things around there, too, like when you're in India, it's the bikes that they drive, people, like the little taxi things, and the kids can sit on them and take pictures. There is someone when you come in the gate with their camera, taking a picture if you want. So take in the atmosphere. So that's Islands of Adventure, and it normally is one that has the extra. It's on hour. It's open an hour. If you're a Harry Potter person, or you're a roller coaster person, even if you just do it we just did it one day. We did early morning hours one day so that Cassie could have that time in Hogsmeade before it got crazy. I am going to do a different video on Hogsmeade, and I'll probably do one on Diagon Alley because they're videoing themselves. But if you're actually a thrill seeker and you love roller coasters, one thing I like about Universal, especially in Islands of Adventure, is the roller coasters, you can see them. Like the Hulk, you can see. I mean, it takes up like all of the Marvel superhero area. So you're not like, oh, what kind of roller coaster? You can see the corkscrews. You can see the flips. You can see it all to give you an idea if that's something you would be interested in. Same with the Velocicoaster, which is their newest coaster. It opened last year in Jurassic World. OMG. It is a smooth steel coaster. We did it at night. Sabrina and I in October was like our last ride, our last night. We did it at night. So we couldn't see what was in front of us. I laughed, I screamed, I was off my seat, G-forces, the whole thing. It's a lot of corkscrews, you're upside down, you're coming down, like this. I mean, it's just, you can watch you can see the whole coaster, basically, before you even get on it, to see if it's something you could handle. One of the best roller coasters I've ever been on. And I am not a big roller coaster fan. I tell you, Dollywood, I do not like the roller coasters at Dollywood. There are a lot of wood roller coasters. There are a lot of bouncing your heads around. This is not. It comes over your shoulders. It's a great roller coaster. So, like I said, that's Islands of Adventure. And you can get to Universal, I said, if you just go out the gate. We went out the gate. We swung to our left. Kind of stayed away because all the crowd kind of keeps going this one bridge, but we stayed to the left, went kind of over the Hard Rock restaurant is, and the Twosomes Chocolate Factory restaurant. That's where, again, I did a video. We had dinner there. If you do decide to eat there, I suggest get reservations. It's not hard. Where Disney, it's like, oh my gosh, gotta make it. It's not like that. Not like that here at all. So Universal, you're going to find a lot more of your virtual rides, a lot more of your screen rides, 3D rides, things like that. A lot more of the Streetmosphere characters. For example, there's Benny the Cabbie. He's great to talk to in the new. It's basically like a movie studio lot. They're trying. There are no movies filmed. They don't film at this one. They do film at the one in Hollywood, but the one in Orlando they won't. But when you come in, you first come in, again, you got your guest services to one side, and you have Drew, the Minions. Drew's house is right there, and it's basically a big circle, just like Islands. It's just a big circle, and some of the things, like to talk to the characters. There's a lot of places in Universal, because I said there's not a lot of, the rides are in Islands. That's where you're going to find your rides. Universal's going to be more your chill park. We found ourselves just soaking it up. We stayed a lot in Diagon Alley at Universal. Men in Black is one of our favorite rides. If you are a Buzz Lightyear person, you will love Men in Black. It's got some... It did make Cassie a little sick, so for you motion sickness people, she does take Bonine. But what it is when you're shooting the aliens, if you shoot a certain alien, your car will spin. So like out of the blue, you can just be shooting, all of a sudden, boom, it's like a teacup, your car spins. Let's see. Tips and tricks. Oh gosh. I said just... the normal things like don't do lunch when everyone else does lunch. Eat before you get too hungry. Universal, once you get past like the Minion area, but when you first come in, they've got like a whole grassy area with a stage where they do like their concerts and things. And you can sit there and have a picnic. You can take your own food in. You can have a picnic with your family. There's go in the stores. Look in the stores because there's like... Not all the stores are like a Universal store. They've got whenever they have something going on, for example, it was Mardi Gras down there. So they have the tribute Mardi Gras store. So when you go through it, it has all kinds of neat, like we were in a float thing. So they had like floats you could see and things like that. At Halloween time, they have a tribute store. It's all like monsters. And the one it was last year, it was supposed to be like a insane asylum. And this is just the store. Sabrina wanted to go to Halloween Horror Nights. She couldn't even make it to the store. So I was like, no. And then usually if you walk through the whole store, when you get to the end, where you come out of the store, it has like a little, very small. I was looking to be a lot bigger, but they had like specialty foods. And I thought that's where we could get a king cake, but no. So anyways, so check out the stores. Check out the area. Check out the streets. There's little places that you can just sit because you're basically in New York City. So there's stoops that you can sit on. They're facades because again, it's supposed to be like a filming location. Do the Jimmy Fallon experience. Do the Jimmy Fallon ride. If you are we can compare that ride kind of to... Cassie did compare it a little bit to, again, she's my motion sickness one, to, I want to say Disney, to the Star Wars, Star Adventures, the one that's been there for years, where you go on excuse me. The difference is, though, she didn't get as sick on this. The Star Wars one will take her out for the day. This one, you move more, so it helps, and it is a screen. But oh my goodness, it is a blast. It is a blast. Another thing, the Minion Ride, a tip on the Minion Ride, or on Drew's ride, the smell of bananas is awesome. If you love the Minion movies, when you go in there, when you go in the queue line, once you get inside, you're in his house. So you see, like, the family tree, and you see it all. It's just great. It's just, oh, God. I'm sorry, my mom's yelling because it's trying to get Sabrina ready for bed. When you get into San Francisco is basically, as you're coming up to London, where Diagon Alley is, you're going to walk through San Francisco. And you'll know it's a very small area, but you'll know you're going through San Francisco because it's got the big Fisherman Wharf wheel. If you've ever seen pictures or you've been to San Francisco, you've been to Fisherman Wharf, they got that big, like, ship wheel with the lobster in the middle. It says San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf. Right there, where the sign is, to your right is a little bar called Che's Alcatraz. Two things. One is Bruce the Shark from the old Jaws ride. If you went to Universal in the 70s, in the 80s in Hollywood, always Bruce the Shark was there. He was hanging up like he'd been caught. Everyone would go take their picture with their head in him. So I got Sabrina and Cassie do that this time. So there's Bruce the shark. There's the and it's a nice spot to just sit and relax if you need a spot to relax. But go to Chase Alcatraz. You can get it virgin, or you can get it non-virgin, and it is ask for the shark attack. I'm not going to give you much more information. Ask for the shark attack. It's pineapple juice, grenadine, cherries, shark gummies, and if the alcohol, I think it's Sprite, but if you're doing the alcohol, it's coconut rum. The kids will love it. It's a very refreshing drink. It's blue. They put the grenadine in because that's supposed to be the blood. I mean, it's just it's a whole experience when you ask for the shark attack. I got one for all of us. We all got a virgin one. And it came to $15 for the 3 of us. And if you get your annual pass, you get 10% discount. Make sure you use that annual pass. So as you're walking out of San Francisco, you start to see it's London. And you see King's Crossing. And the Hogwarts Express is in there. And then you keep going, you see the phone booth. Go in the phone booth. Dial Magic. It's right there on the phone dial. If you remember the old rotary phones. It's on the phone dial right here where the number would be. Dial that number and you'll hear a message from the Ministry of Magic. So, trick. If there's a line for it, come back. You don't need to stand and wait in line. It doesn't take that long. And as you keep walking down, again, you're in London at this point. You're going to see, off to your right area, you're going to see the night bus. Go talk to the shrunken head. Have some jokes for him. He loves telling jokes. He loves hearing jokes. And go to the back of the bus. People don't know this. You can go to the back of the bus. You can't go in the bus, but you can go to the back of the bus. You can step up and actually see like the beds and all that. I'm not going to get any more into Diagon Alley or London the London area. I think I did a video. If you go down a little bit past the bus, it's it's a Grimacy Place, and we knock on the door. It seems to work. I don't think you have to, of number 12, and Creature will come to the window. So every so often Creature comes. Honestly, maybe it's every 5 or 10 minutes. I think it's just automatically comes. I'm going to do it I'm going to do a Diagon Alley, so we'll stop. Then you got your Men in Black, and you keep going around, and you're going to come to your Springfield, your Simpson area, which is basically like a big amusement park. You got the carnival games. They are expensive. They are not. We did it the one time. I will never do it again. I should say never, but no. And then, like I said, you have Moe's. You have Duff Beer, and in October they have a Duff Beer Festival for Oktoberfest. And you keep walking. You kind of end up in, there's like supposed to be like a Central Park area and more restaurants. And I said that's when you kind of see where the SpongeBob and E.T. ride. E.T.'s an original ride. It'll never be taken out. That was one thing Spielberg said. I will let you put in this ride, but it'll never leave the parks. Let's see. And then you kind of descend it back on, you end up in Hollywood at that point, and they got the stars on the sidewalk, and there's a Transformers ride, and the Bourne Identity, and the Hello Kitty store. I mean, it's one big circle. See the horror. I still haven't seen it. The horror makeup show. Like I said, I still haven't seen the horror makeup show. If you're a Beetlejuice fan, he is in the show. I think he's one of the hosts. But they say the show is different every single time because it depends on who's doing the show. The DeLorean from Back to the Future is there. And the train from Back to the Future, I think it was 3. And Doc sometimes is out there. And again, he'll sit there and he'll talk to you about, what he's doing. Hey, Doc, what are you up to? And just chit-chat. Talk with them. They will talk to you. And that just helps your trip. I think it just helps you get more into the atmosphere. We went into a gift shop. We were going into a gift shop. And as we were going in, Beetlejuice was coming out of the area the characters come out from. And I said, hey, Beetlejuice, been looking for you. He said, I've been looking for you, girl. You know, in his Beetlejuice voice. And Cassie kind of said a few things to him, and he flirted back with Cassie. And I noticed Beetlejuice is not restricted to one certain area. He will go in stores. He will go in restaurants. He will peek in restaurant windows. I mean, he's like all over the place. Pop-up shows up. The Blues Brothers has a show in New York. There's the Jaminers, which are these guys that are doing construction on a building. There's the Marilyn Monroe show. We stopped. We happened to just be walking on the street. The Marilyn Monroe show started. We stopped. If you're going when we went at Mardi Gras, try like we did to get on a parade float. Maybe I'll do a whole thing on that too. Maybe next year as it gets closer to the Mardi Gras time. I'm going to stop here. But guys, like I said, I will do one by myself on Hogsmeade. And I will do one on Diagon Alley. If you want to know more, just ask me. I am so happy to let you guys know. But my biggest thing I can say to you, one, if you need a scooter, don't be a hero, rent it. 2, get the accessible pass. It worked out really well for us. I'll do a video on that, so let's stop right there. Because like I said, we're getting up there. So guys, like, subscribe. Thank you for staying with me this long, if you have on this, because you know me, I ramble on. Hope you're all having a great day. If you are here in the South, please be safe. If you're in Texas, I hope you're all right. If you're in Alabama, New Orleans, up north, West Coast, East Coast, South, North, be safe, be good, and be kind to each other, and we'll see you on the flip side. Bye, guys.